Hopefully by now you should understand encapsulation and its benefits. But let me show you encapsulation within a Java class, so a built-in Java class. And that is the string class. So I want to search for string, and I've just pressed Command and then N, and you can see the keyboard shortcut for Windows as well. So basically search for string. And in here, what I want to do is I want to show you that. So even though, let me just go back to main. So even though, so this is a string, right? Let me just extract this to a variable. Have a look. So string amigos. So this is a sequence of characters, right? But internally, how this string here is defined is, so if I go back, oops, in here and scroll to the top, have a look. So the string has a private final byte array. So this is how strings are internally stored, right? So its representation is with a byte array. Before, this used to be a char array, and I think it was after Java 9 that they've changed this to a byte array. But you can see that if, for example, this was public, so if this was public and people were directly accessing this field right here, then anyone using the string class would have been affected from the change they made. So from char array to byte array, because now everywhere that people were using char array, they would need to change their implementation and a bunch of things would have break. But instead, what they did was they kept this field right here private, and the contract is the same. So if we look into, so let me just click on structure so you can see the available methods. So here, I think you've seen, for example, let's have a look, is empty, for example, have a look. So is empty, so this has been since Java 1.6 right here. And you can see that this hasn't changed. And the current implementation is just value.length right here. Now it doesn't matter. So here, this method here is the contract, and this is how we access the public methods provided by the string class, right? So the internals of it, we really don't care how it works internally, but just because we are accessing the public method, this implementation can change without affecting consumers, providing that it still returns a Boolean, right? So maybe here, if there is a different implementation of a string that doesn't use the value, so this is the, I don't know, maybe something else, some weird logic in here, but provided that it gives me true or false and the name stays the same, so we don't have to worry about the internals of the string class. So that's why that field value is private. Now, if I click on length, for example, length is the same thing. So value.length, and then you've got coder, which I'm not going to explain. I think it's also in here. It's a private field. So this is the internals of a string, basically. So this has to do with encoding, and more specific, Latin 1 or UTF-16. So the same with char at, have a look. So here, so this method has been here since, I think, yeah, do they say since where? So I think it's been here for some time now. And I think prior to Java 9, this, I think it was a different implementation, right? But because the contract hasn't changed, then it doesn't matter. If this implementation changes, then users won't be affected because it will still return a char based on the position. And to be honest, this is it. Now, encapsulation is used throughout a bunch of built-in classes, and hopefully now you should have a clear understanding of encapsulation. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, let's move on.